Hadiosiride asuccs felmansa thc scientia of passion and perseverance. Let me tell you something, success isn't magic, and it's definitely not luck, it's a mindset. It's built in the moments when no one's watching, when you're tired, frustrated, and ready to quit, but you don't. The truth is, successful people aren't born different, they think different. And if you can train your mind to think like them, nothing can stop you. We live in a world obsessed with talent. Who's naturally gifted? Who's born a genius? Who's got... But let me tell you, talent doesn't win long term. Passion and perseverance do. That's the real science behind success. It's not about who starts the fastest, it's about who refuses to stop. And if you're sitting there thinking it's too late, or you don't have what it takes, I want you to hear this: your potential is not fixed, it's built. Your brain can grow, your habits can evolve, and your mindset can be completely transformed. But it starts with one decision: the decision to stop waiting for motivation and start building mental discipline. When you understand how to create a successful mindset, everything changes: the way you see failure, the way you handle fear, the way you chase your goals. You stop waiting for confidence and start creating it. You stop being scared of falling and start trusting yourself to get back up. Success isn't about never failing. It's about never staying down. Success doesn't begin the day everything falls into place. It begins the day you decide to think differently about yourself and your potential. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every life-changing decision first existed as a thought. The problem is, most people let their thoughts run on autopilot. They let fear dictate what's possible, doubt whisper that they're not ready, and comparison convince them that someone else is more deserving. The truth is, you can't build a successful life with a mindset that expects failure. The foundation of every successful person isn't luck or perfect timing. It's belief. It's the unshakable conviction that, no matter what happens, they have the ability to figure it out. When you begin to take responsibility for your mindset, you stop blaming your circumstances. You stop waiting for motivation to appear. You stop waiting for things to be easy. You start realizing that success is not about what's happening around you. It's about what's happening within you. Your thoughts either fuel you or drain you. Every single day, you are having silent conversations with yourself that shape your confidence, your energy, and your decisions. The voice inside your head is either building your future or breaking your courage. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, not ready, or too late, your brain believes it. But when you start training your thoughts to work for you, when you replace self-doubt with self-direction, everything begins to shift. You don't need to have every answer to succeed. You just need to start thinking like someone who refuses to quit. That's what mindset really means. Not blind positivity, but mental resilience. It's the ability to stand firm in the middle of uncertainty and tell yourself, I can handle this. Because success doesn't come from avoiding fear, it comes from moving through it. You will have moments where you feel lost, where everything feels too big, too impossible. But if your mind is trained to see those moments as part of the process, instead of proof that you're failing, you'll keep going. That's what separates those who stop from those who soar. Not intelligence, not resources, but perspective. When you adopt a successful mindset, you stop reacting to problems like a victim and start responding like a creator. You stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. You begin to understand that every obstacle holds a lesson, every delay builds discipline, and every failure strengthens your mental muscle. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing to see opportunity in the imperfect. The people who achieve incredible things aren't fearless. They're just trained to focus on possibility instead of limitation. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I can't, pause and replace it with, how can I? That single shift from limitation to curiosity rewires your brain. It turns hesitation into action. It makes you resourceful, adaptable, and unstoppable. Because when your mind believes something is possible, it finds a way. But when your mind believes it's impossible, it stops trying. Your mindset is the control center of your life. Change the thoughts, and you change the outcome. Every successful life starts with one decision: to think like success before you see it. People spend years searching for passion as if it's hiding somewhere out there, waiting to be discovered. They say things like, I just haven't found my passion yet, as if one day it'll appear out of thin air. But that's not how it works. Passion isn't something you find, it's something you build. It's not a moment of discovery, it's a process of creation. Passion is the result of consistent effort, curiosity, and commitment. It doesn't show up when you're inspired. It shows up when you've shown up enough times to get good at something. Most people never experience deep passion because they quit too early. They expect excitement to stay forever, but true passion grows when excitement fades and commitment begins. When you first start something new, it's thrilling, it feels fresh, fun, and full of possibility. But then the hard part hits. The learning curve gets steep, results are slow, and the effort outweighs the reward. That's the moment most people stop. They think, maybe this isn't my passion. But the truth is, that's exactly when passion is being built. Passion grows in the repetition, in the consistency, in the moments you push through boredom and frustration. It's like a fire. It doesn't stay lit on its own. You have to feed it with action. Every time you show up, you add fuel. Every time you practice, you strengthen your belief. And one day, what used to feel like effort starts to feel like flow. The secret is to start before you feel passionate. Most people wait for that spark of motivation to begin, but that's not how the brain works. Motivation doesn't precede action. Action creates motivation. The more you do something, the more invested you become in it. The human brain rewards progress. Every small improvement, every little win releases dopamine, the chemical of satisfaction. That's what builds momentum. And when you start associating your effort with progress, that's when passion takes root. It's not instant. It's not dramatic. It's built quietly through discipline. Passion is also about connection, not just to the task, but to a purpose bigger than yourself. When you understand why you're doing something, it gives your actions meaning. You stop chasing the feeling of excitement and start chasing the feeling of purpose. That's what keeps you going when things get tough. People with passion don't always feel good. They feel committed. They have something that matters deeply enough to push through the struggle. That's what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The idea that passion is something you either have or you don't is one of the biggest myths holding people back. Everyone is capable of passion. The difference between those who live inspired and those who feel stuck isn't talent, it's consistency. Passion doesn't happen to you. You create it every time you show up, even when it's hard. You earn it with repetition, with patience, with persistence. The spark is curiosity, the fire is effort. And when you combine the two, passion becomes unstoppable. Perseverance is the quiet force behind every success story. It's the trait that separates people who almost made it from those who actually did. Talent might get you noticed, but perseverance keeps you moving when talent alone runs out of steam. The truth is, most people give up not because they lack ability, but because they lack endurance. They underestimate how long success takes and how much resilience it demands. Perseverance is the bridge between intention and achievement. It's what turns goals into reality. It's not glamorous and it doesn't always feel good. It's the late nights, the failed attempts, the setbacks you don't post about, and the countless times you keep going when no one's watching. That's where grit is born. The science of perseverance is fascinating because it's not about being born strong. It's about training your brain to keep going despite resistance. When you push through discomfort, your brain rewires itself to associate effort with growth instead of pain. That's how resilience is built, not through easy wins, but through the hard days when everything in you wants to stop. Every challenge strengthens your emotional muscles. Every failure teaches your mind that struggle isn't danger, it's data. The more you push through, the more your brain learns that persistence works. That's why people who succeed often seem unstoppable. It's not because they never feel doubt or exhaustion. It's because they've learned to move anyway. Perseverance is the art of staying devoted long after the excitement has faded. In the beginning, everyone's motivated. New goals are exciting. But the real test comes when progress slows down, when effort feels heavy, and when no one seems to care. That's when perseverance becomes your best friend. It's the discipline of showing up even when the results are invisible. You might not see growth day to day, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Progress often hides beneath the surface until one day it breaks through like a seed finally sprouting after weeks underground. The people who persevere are the ones who trust that the process is working, even when they can't see it yet. Failure is not the opposite of perseverance, it's a part of it. You can't develop endurance without obstacles. Every setback is a test of how much you believe in your goal. You can either take failure as a reason to quit or as feedback to improve. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than others have even tried. The difference is they saw failure as a stepping stone, not a dead end. Perseverance turns failure into fuel. It's about learning, adjusting, and trying again with more wisdom and strength than before. There's no shortcut to building perseverance. It's a daily practice, choosing discipline over distraction, patience over panic, and long-term vision over short-term comfort. Every time you keep going when it's hard, you build a little more grit. Over time, that grit becomes unbreakable confidence. Because when you've survived challenges before, you start to trust yourself to handle anything. And that's when perseverance becomes your power. The quiet kind that doesn't need to prove itself, because it's already proven through endurance. Mindset is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. It's not just the way you think, it's the lens through which you interpret every challenge, opportunity, and setback. The difference between someone who gives up and someone who keeps going often comes down to mindset. When you have a successful mindset, you stop seeing obstacles as signs to quit and start seeing them as chances to grow. You understand that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Every experience, even the hard ones, becomes a tool to shape you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. That's what makes mindset so powerful. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about believing you can handle whatever comes your way. Developing a successful mindset means learning to master your thoughts before they master you. Most people lose the battle in their minds long before they ever face real failure. They talk themselves out of opportunities because they let fear, doubt, or comparison dictate their choices. But a strong mindset doesn't let negative thoughts drive the car. It lets them ride in the backseat while you stay in control of the wheel. You start recognizing that your brain's job is to protect you, not to push you, which means it often tries to keep you safe by keeping you small. A successful mindset challenges that instinct. It says, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. That simple shift, acting despite fear, rewires your brain for courage. Mindset is also about focus. You can't build a successful life if your energy is scattered on what others are doing, what's going wrong, or what you don't have. You have to train your mind to focus on what you can control. Your attitude, your effort, your consistency. When you stop wasting mental energy on things outside your control, you free up space to take meaningful action. That's when progress starts to build. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more you redirect your thoughts towards solutions instead of problems, the stronger your focus becomes. Over time, this mindset shift turns challenges into motivation rather than discouragement. Another part of a successful mindset is self-belief. Not the shallow kind of confidence that depends on praise, but the deep, unshakable kind that comes from doing hard things and keeping promises to yourself. When you say you'll do something and you actually do it, even when it's inconvenient, your brain learns to trust you. That trust is the root of real confidence. It's not built overnight, it's built through small daily wins. Getting up early, sticking to your plan, following through even when no one's watching. That's how your mindset transforms from self-doubt to self-mastery. Ultimately, mindset is your inner power source. When everything outside of you feels chaotic, your mindset keeps you grounded. It reminds you that you can't control the world, but you can always control your response to it. You become unshackable not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. When you train your mind to stay steady through storms, to stay hopeful through setbacks, and to stay driven through challenges, that's when you unlock your greatest power, the ability to choose peace and purpose no matter what's happening around you. Perseverance is what turns potential into results. It's the muscle that keeps you moving when motivation fades, when things get hard, when the excitement wears off and you're left with nothing but the grind. Everyone loves to dream about success, but very few are willing to stay in the game long enough to actually earn it. That's because perseverance requires something most people resist: consistency without instant reward. It's about showing up when no one claps, when no one notices, when it feels like nothing's working. But that's exactly where success is being built. In the quiet, unseen moments when you choose to keep going instead of giving up. Every act of perseverance is a declaration that you believe in your future more than your present struggle. The truth is, perseverance doesn't feel glamorous. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it often looks like failure. But the difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's endurance. It's the willingness to keep swinging the hammer even when the wall doesn't crack on the first 100 hits. The people who succeed are the ones who understand that progress isn't always visible, but it's always happening beneath the surface. Every day you keep showing up, you're strengthening your resilience, sharpening your skills, and building the mental toughness you'll need when the breakthrough finally comes. Perseverance trains your mind to trust the process instead of demanding immediate results. It also requires emotional strength. When you persevere, you have to face frustration, fear, and doubt head-on. You'll question yourself, you'll get tired, and you'll wonder if it's even worth it. But that's when perseverance truly begins. Not when it's easy, but when it's hard. You develop grit by walking through discomfort, not around it. You learn that failure isn't a full stop, it's just feedback. It teaches you where to adjust, how to grow, and what not to repeat. Perseverance isn't stubbornness, it's adaptability with endurance. It's the art of trying again, smarter, stronger, and more focused than before. Another powerful aspect of perseverance is patience. Success doesn't always arrive on your timeline. Sometimes life will test you by making you wait longer than you think you can handle, and those waiting periods aren't punishment, they're preparation. They're teaching you humility, resilience, and discipline. Every delay has a purpose if you're willing to learn from it. When you understand that, you stop seeing waiting as wasted time and start seeing it as strengthening time. Perseverance transforms impatience into faith. It reminds you that slow progress is still progress, and that consistency compounds over time. At its core, perseverance is proof of belief. You wouldn't keep going if you didn't think the effort mattered. Every time you choose to keep moving forward, to try again, to show up one more day, you're telling the universe, I'm not done yet. That energy attracts growth, opportunity, and alignment. Perseverance keeps the fire burning even when the world feels cold. It's the bridge between who you are now and who you're meant to become. And the only way to cross it is by taking one determined step at a time, no matter how long it takes. Life will always present challenges, moments that shake you, test you, and make you question if you're really cut out for the path you've chosen. But here's what you need to remember. Every struggle, every failure, every setback has been quietly building your strength. You're not behind. You're not broken, you are being refined. You are learning the exact lessons you need to handle the success that's waiting for you. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, deliberate choices you make every single day. The choice to keep showing up, to stay focused, to believe in yourself even when it feels like no one else does. Taking back your power begins when you stop waiting for the perfect time, perfect plan, or perfect version of yourself. The perfect moment is this one, right now. The second you decide to think differently, act differently, and demand more from yourself, you begin to change your entire trajectory. The mind you build today is the life you live tomorrow. The discipline you practice today is the freedom you feel later. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. And that is where your real power lives. Success, peace, and fulfillment don't come from doing one big thing once. They come from doing the right small things over and over again. You grow stronger by practicing patience, by embracing discomfort, and by trusting that every step, even the hard ones, is moving you closer to where you're meant to be. You must decide right here and now that no matter what life throws at you, you will not let it define you. You will rise through it, learn from it, and use it as fuel. Because once you realize that everything you need is already within you, your strength, your courage, your passion, your perseverance, nothing can take your peace or your power away. So, if you take just one message from this speech, let it be this: your life is not waiting to begin someday. It's happening now. Every breath, every choice, every moment is an opportunity to become who you've always wanted to be. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for motivation. You are the one who decides when your story changes. And that decision starts today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for your growth, and for your future. Remember, peace and power are not things you find. They're things you create one choice at a time. Keep believing, keep pushing, and keep becoming. Because the best version of you is already on the way. Take your power back, protect your peace, and never forget, you are stronger than you think. Now go out there and live like it. Thank you, stay strong, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.